Good morning, ultimate hustlers and digital empire builders. It is that time for the Cortez Hustle Show, and today we're talking more free game Fridays. That's right. Today is all about you, ladies and gentlemen. I want to answer your questions about marketing, about branding, about business in general. So start lining those questions up in the comments, and we are going to go hard. As you know, we always have something prepared. For those who don't have questions, we're going to continue with 12 harsh truths that you need to know about marketing. So do me a huge favor, ladies and gentlemen, comment in the chat where you're from, drop the name of your business and or your brand, and smash that share button. And let's kick it this morning. Yo, what's up, ultimate hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities, and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally, or I've learned from, or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, everybody's favorite marketing service provider, coming to you live and direct from the Thornton Online Marketing Studios right here in St. Louis, Missouri. Listen, if you are in need of help with your marketing, with your branding, with your social media, if you are trying to acquire more customers without spending money on paid advertising, that's exactly what Thornton Online Marketing is all about. We use content marketing as our primary way to draw people to us. So text local biz to 314-730-3999. Again, text local biz to 314-730-3999 if you would like a free marketing strategy session. Looks like we got Phenomenal Trips in the building. We've got MYECA Enterprises in the building, helping others get what they want. The first remote real estate investment group is up and going. Love that, love that, love that. Today it's Free Game Fridays, man. It's all about y'all. I want to answer your questions about branding, about marketing, about systems, about automation. As you guys know, we're on our path from zero to $1 million. That's right, $0 to $1 million as a digital marketing agency. If you have aspirations to have your own business and you like to serve small local businesses, then you can come along for the ride. All you got to do is hit your boy up. I'll let you know the systems that we're using to build our marketing agency. So go ahead, start posting your questions in the comments, but only after you post the name of your business and or your brand, ladies and gentlemen. This is a business show where business connections are made. All you got to do is comment who you are, what you do, and tell us a little bit about what's going on. A couple quick announcements, man. A huge shout out to everybody who came and rocked with your boy yesterday in our first half hour of power, which is a monthly webinar series for local businesses where we really go in a quick 30 minutes. 30 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, is all it takes for you to get some marketing help and some juices to help you along your path. So those of you who came out, man, I really appreciate it. And also know that all of your assets that I promise will be coming out to you later today. If for whatever reason you missed that, and you did not get a chance to get registered, comment replay, and I will send you the link to go ahead and get registered so you can get the replay. But we talked about Google My Business, and that is, in my opinion, one of the biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs are making is they are not positioning themselves on Google My Business. Literally, ladies and gentlemen, the amount of people that are searching Google every single month is 40 to 60 billion. How many of those people do you need to be coming to your digital assets, your websites, your offers, calling your phone number when they're looking for the product and service that you offer near me? So huge shout out. Thank you so much for everybody who came and rocked with your board, man. It means a lot as I'm growing this 7-figure agency. Your support is really it doesn't go unnoticed, and it is really inspiring, and that's what gives me the energy and the courage to show up. That's right, I said energy and courage, right? You gotta have courage as entrepreneurs. Also, it's Memorial Day weekend, man. So as we remember those that have fallen in the fight for the democracy of this country, y'all know that a good business owner also has some good Memorial Day sales and specials. So guess what? Stay tuned, because I'm going to be releasing and revealing some of the Memorial Day specials that we got going on as we kick off this run to 7 figures. So I'm super excited about that. Well, without further ado, guys, it's time to start the show. And y'all know how we start the show. We start the show with a quote of the day. I'm going to share a quote that kicked me in the face this morning. If you have a favorite quote, go ahead and post it, and I'll try to read a few of those as well. But today's quote says this: if you are not careful, your talent will get you to places that your character can't sustain you. Oh, I'm going to say it one more time, right? The Nash House is in the building. I'm going to say it one more time. If you are not careful, your talent will get you to places that your character can't sustain you. And that's from the legend himself, Mr. Dr. Eric E.T. Thomas. Ladies and gentlemen, work on your character. This is why the process is so important. This is why you got to embrace the journey, because as we go through those trials and those tribulations in our lives, guess what those trials and tribulations are for? They are to test you, right? They are to quicken you. See, a lot of times we run into a test, we run into a challenge. I'm trying to get to 7 figures, and I ain't even got to 6 figures yet, and all of this stuff is happening in my life to get in the way of my dream. No, it's not there to get in the way. It's there to test you. It's there to quicken you. It's there to develop you. It's there to grow your character so that when you elevate from glory to glory, when you get to that next level, your character can sustain you. See, a lot of people will see a challenge, they see a test, and they'll turn around. No, the test is not to make you quit. Well, it kind of is, right? Because if you run into a bump in the road on your journey to your next goal and you quit, then clearly you didn't want it bad enough. Clearly you don't deserve to have it if a little challenge caused you to quit. But when you go through that fire, right, it burns off the dross. And when you get to the next level, there's nothing left but pure gold, pure silver. So when you see the challenge in your life, man, embrace them, accept them, really allow them to do the work that they're determined to do, which is to prepare you for your next level. This is why you got to be careful about what you call out and your aspirations and your dreams, right? I'm going to tell you this. Most of us don't know this, right? I'm going to give you this jewel, and this helps me. The moment you decide to do something great, you literally bend the universe to your will. And the universe starts to bring all of these resources into your life to help you get it done. But you know what else you call into your life? The moment you decide to do something great, especially something in the service of others, you know what else you call into your life? You call challenges into your life. Because God knows the person that you need to become in order to walk into the shoes that you are trying to fill. And in order for you to become that, you got to go through the fire, right? Les Brown says, faith that has not been tested can't be trusted. So, Cortez, you're going to build a 7-figure digital marketing agency. You got to become a 7-figure human being first. How do you become a 7-figure human being? You got to go through some stuff, right? So, let's see. Mark says, the only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to become. That is Ralph Waldo Emerson. Man, that is powerful there, brother. You miss 100% of the shots you do not take. That is right, brother. So that is the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by, of course, our sponsors, Thornton Online Marketing. All we want to do is see small businesses win, 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 no matter what. We help service-based businesses fill their calendars without paid advertisements. You can get a free trial of these services by texting Local Biz to 314-730-3999. Again, text Local Biz to 314-730-3999. I want to give another shout out to my new YouTube buddy. The Nash House is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go out on YouTube and you follow the Nash House. They are a hoot. So show them some love as they are new to the family in terms of connecting and commenting live. I know she's been watching for a little while, but I started back following them, man, and they are funny, man. So check them out as well. So we're talking your questions and comments, your marketing or branding or social media questions, right? Today's show, Free Game Fridays, is all about you. The other days of the week, Monday through Thursday, that's all about me. All right. I'm teaching and sharing with you things that I'm learning to help me grow and develop, right? But Fridays, I want to give you what you need, right? A lot of times I'm in the arena of what it is that you need, what it is that you want Monday through Thursday, but sometimes I don't get a chance to ask or answer your questions specifically. So if you're building a business of any kind, first and foremost, let me say congratulations, because I know the amount of courage that it takes to be an entrepreneur, right? And I want to encourage and inspire you to keep going. Keep going. It's not easy, but on this show, we have decided to choose our heart, right? What do I mean by choose our heart? Our great brother and motivational guru genius talked about it's hard to be poor, it's hard to be average, but it's also hard to get to any level of success. They're both hard, so choose your heart. We've chosen to go down the hard path, the hard road of building something significant. It's going to be hard. So if you guys got questions on branding, marketing, business, social media, anything of the sort, then go ahead and start posting them and I will address them directly. But we also are studying from this Forbes article that talks about 12 harsh truths that we must come to grips with as entrepreneurs, right? So I'm going to post that link in the comments so you guys can read the full article as well. So last week, we only got to one of them, right? Because you guys had some good questions last week. But the first one that we have to come to grips with is that marketing is not a campaign, it's a commitment. That's number one. See, a lot of times in our businesses, we're thinking that, hey, I'm going to run this marketing campaign. It's going to get me a lot of customers, and then I'm going to be able to make ends meet based on serving those customers well. You got to be committed to your marketing, because if you are not constantly on the lips of your ideal customers, your prospects, somebody else is. I'll say it again. Marketing is not a campaign, it's a commitment. And if you are not consistently in front of your prospects, your target audience, your competition is, especially in today's information age where opportunities and your customers are being pitched all the friggin' time. How do you commit to being in front of them? Well, I'll tell you, you better put some systems in place. You better have some processes and procedures, right? There's 4 marketing systems that you need to have in place. I don't care what business that you're in. You need to have these 4 foundational marketing systems. And when I say systems, I don't always mean technology, right? Here's how I built my business, y'all. Everything on this planet, there is always a manual way to do it, and there's a mechanized way to do it, or a system way to do it, right? Think about it. Back in the day, lawnmowers did not have a motor, right? You would manually cut the grass and you would get the job done. But then someone figured out how to build a motor small enough to fit on top of a lawnmower and make that thing work. So when I say systems, don't always jump to technology. Systems is just a way of doing things, an organized process, a sequential event to get a certain outcome. So when I first started my business, I didn't have the money to buy the autoresponders and the SMS text messaging systems and all of the stuff that I use to grow my business today. But I knew that I needed to constantly be in front of my audience. So I did a lot of things manually, right? But what are the 4 marketing systems? Wrap your mind around this. You need a system in place that helps you to manage, maintain, and grow your business's reputation, right? The Bible talks about a good name is better than silver and gold. What is the system? What is the sequential set of events that you have in place that will allow you to manage and maintain, but also improve your brand's reputation? You got to have a system in place for that, right? What are some of the things that contribute to your brand's reputation? Well, we know right off the back, reviews, right? Right off the bat, if someone goes and Googles your business and you have a lot of good reviews out there, then that speaks to your reputation. But for most entrepreneurs, that's as far as they go with their brand's reputation in terms of what they're consciously thinking about. But watch this. If your website is not mobile friendly, do you know that that's damaging your reputation? If your website does not load fast, do you know that that's damaging your reputation? If you have been in business for a long time and you had your Google My Business profile up for a long time, and I go look at your business and you only have 2 or 3 reviews, even if they're 5-star reviews, do you know that that is damaging your brand's reputation? Yeah. So think about all the things that people could be talking about your business out of your presence, because that's what reputation is. Reputation is what people say about you when you're not around. So you need a system that will help you maintain and manage your brand's reputation and also increase your brand's reputation, especially your online presence, right? You need a system for turning one-time buyers into repeat customers. You need a wow them system, right? When I listen to my man Myron Golden, he talked about how Apple has now become a $3 trillion company. It took them 40 years to become worth 1 trillion. In 2 years, they became 2 years after that, they became worth 2 trillion. 2 years after that, they became worth 3 trillion. How did they do it? He said they focused on customer acquisition. Once they acquired the customer, they focused on wowing the customer. And once they wowed the customer, they would then assemble the customer. It's like, man, That's pretty dope, right? So what system do you have in place that will allow you to wow your customers so they don't just buy from you one time, but they become loyal, repeat followers? How do you build a movement around your products and services? Because that's what Apple is, right? You talk to somebody about Apple and versus Android, for instance, and you almost have to fight them jokers, right? Because that's the kind of movement they've built around that brand. So you need a system that's going to help you to create that movement around your brand to wow your customers, right? Think about your systems. A lot of us spend most of our time trying to get a customer, but when the customer comes in and the customer buys from us, we're off to trying to get the next customer. And we treat those who've already purchased from us like crap because we're on this hamster wheel of always getting new customers. No, if you get and retain customers, you need a system in place to help you retain the customers and really help them to become part of that culture. Yes, Nash says, Nick says, Apple users are defensive. Yes, they are. They are, like my girl Erica Badu says, keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my ish, right? Apple users are sensitive about their ish. Right? So those are two of the four systems that you need. I'm gonna give you the other two on the other side of 1 minute motivation. But y'all know what time it is, man. If you have been following the Cortez Hustle Show for any length of time, y'all know that every day we do 1 minute motivation. 1 minute motivation is where I share a short motivational clip, usually 60 to 90 seconds or so. And I'm going to give a couple takeaways, and I'm going to ask you to give a couple takeaways. But it's so important to be conscious of feeding your mind good information that can inspire you to new heights. And that's why we do 1 minute motivation. So let's get into it right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
Now it's time to sum up the courage to ask for better, to believe in better, to believe magic is on the way.
Now it's time to get what you deserve.
In life, we don't get what we ask for. We get what we ask and work for.
Nothing in life will work without the work. No books, no seminars, no audio tapes, no gurus, nothing.
Nothing will work if you don't. But I'm not talking about doing work you hate. There's no need for that. When you do work you love, it's not work. You do need to do something, but you do it because you love doing it, not because you have to. And that's where the magic is created. You add value to others by doing what you want to do, and you get rewarded.
What you want is not going to come to you by just dreaming about it.
When you get in your car to go somewhere, you would never expect to arrive at the destination by just closing your eyes and dreaming about it. You know you can't get there instantly. You must know where you're going, but you also understand that right now you are here. And in order to get to your destination, there is going to be a journey. There might be roadblocks, detours, stop signs, even breakdowns. But if you really must get to that destination, you can and will find a way.
Hoo-wee! Ladies and gentlemen, listen, let's do this. Let's take a share break real quick. If you have not already shared the show, then you will be doing me a huge favor if you go ahead and smash that share button right now. But comment your takeaways. I love doing 1 minute motivation because we all listen to the same clip, but we all heard something different. So let me know what it is that you heard out there, man. I'm gonna give you a couple of mine, but man, I'm trying to think about that. He said you have to have the courage to ask for better. You need courage to believe for better. Oh, now it's starting to come clear to me, Mark. Dominique, it's starting to come clear to me the reason that people are where they are is they don't even have the courage to ask and believe for better. It's now starting to make sense. It's starting to make sense. You have to have courage to ask for better, right? I had to have courage to ask for the ambition to build a seven-figure digital marketing agency. It takes courage to even ask. It takes courage to even believe. And that's why a lot of people don't believe. They don't have courage. Right? Let's see, what did Mark here? I tripped off that too. No seminar or audio tape will work if you don't. Right? It is my prayer every day, y'all, that y'all don't come onto this stream and listen to something that you know you need to be executing on and don't do it. That's my prayer every day, that Lord, give me something that will help them move them into the next season of their lives. But also give them the courage, give them the ambition, give them the drive to take action. It's my prayer for people who follow me and listen to me, because all I want to do is, as I'm growing into a seven-figure human being, so I can build a seven-figure business, I just share what I'm learning along the way, right? A lot of people come and like, man, you talk like you already there. I know. That's part of the process. Cortez, you talk like you already have a seven-figure business. That's part of the process. If you ever read Think and Grow Rich, what did Napoleon Hill say? He said, you got to talk like you already possess the thing that you're trying to possess. That's part of it, right? He said, you don't get what you ask for, you get what you ask for and work for. If you're willing to do the work, then I want you to put "I work" in the comments. It's not going to be easy. The minute you accept the fact that it's not going to be easy, but you're going to do it anyway, it becomes easier. Oh, I'm going to run that one back because I think some of y'all missed that. The minute you accept the fact that it's not going to be easy, but you're going to do it anyway, it gets easier. And then embrace the journey, y'all. You got to embrace the journey. What's up, Edna? You got to embrace the journey, y'all. The good, the bad, the ugly, the growth, the pain, the struggles. You got to embrace. You just got to embrace it, y'all. Embrace it all. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by our good friends over at Thornton Online Marketing. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, if you are in business and you are not sure where you're going with your marketing, then we want to help. We help small local businesses, particularly service-based businesses, fill their calendars without paid advertisement, right? You can get a free trial of this service by texting local biz to 314-730-3999. What that's going to do is it's going to get you on our calendar. I'm going to talk about where you are, where you want to go. And if I can help you bridge that gap, I will make you an offer. If I cannot, I am man enough to say so, right? What I do is not a good fit for everybody. Hope that makes sense, right? So we're talking Free Game Friday, man. I don't have any questions from you guys just yet. That's okay. I'll just keep talking. So we were talking about the full marketing system. You need a marketing system that and make sure that your reputation is intact and stays intact. You need a marketing system that will help you to wow your customers, turn one-time customers into repeat raving fans, right? You need a marketing, and this is the place where most people start. Number 3, you need a marketing system that helps you reach more of your ideal customers. This is where everybody is starting. Hey, Cortez, I just want to reach more people. Well, if you got a bad reputation and you don't know how to wow your customers, reaching more people will just help you spread that bad reputation. So yes, we want to reach more people, but when we reach more people, we want to make sure that we're reaching them so that we can plug them into our other system where they get to understand that we have a pristine reputation. We plug them into our wow them system so that when we do serve them, they don't just buy from us one time, they buy from us over and over and over. So our revenue becomes consistent and predictable. And the fourth marketing system you need is a system of retargeting and referrals. If you ever hang out with us on Mondays, we do Marketing Mondays. And Marketing Mondays, we've been studying Chet Holmes and Russell Brunson's Dream 100 and talking about strategic partners. Every one of you guys should be partnered with someone strategically who also serves your customers, but in a different capacity so that y'all can create a referral exchange. That's what I mean by referral. Retargeting, every one of you guys, you're on Facebook. So hopefully you got a business page on Facebook and you have your tracking pixel from your Facebook business page on your website. So that when people land on your website, even if they do not buy, you can run ads to follow them on social media and other platforms, right? I recently started playing an old game that I used to play a lot when I was a kid. When I was a kid, we would play cards. We play spades, we play gin rummy, and I found a gin rummy app on my phone. So I played a couple of hands and I'm like, oh man, this is pretty cool. Now, if you know anything about those games that show up on your phone, they're free for you to download. And the reason that they're free is because they have ads that pop up. And I'm playing the game, and in between hands, one of the ads pops up from one of my favorite marketers, Mr. Marquell Russell. I'm like, dang, this dude is everywhere. He is in my game, in between hands of gin rummy. He pops up in the ad, and that's because he understands retargeting. He understands retargeting. So when people go to your website and they don't buy, they can still benefit you. Because even if they never buy, here's what you can do. Even if they never buy, and I hope y'all taking notes, even if they never buy, we know one thing. If they came to your website, they were either interested or they were nosy. Most of the time they were interested and probably and nosy. But what we can do then is say, hey, Facebook, hey, Google, everybody who landed on my website and went to this page on my website, I know they are interested in this sort of thing. Build me an audience of people that have their same profile makeup. So even if they never buy, they come to your website, you can still benefit from driving tons of traffic to your website, but only if you have your retargeting set up. A lot of business owners have missed the mark on the retargeting part. So now people show up on my website, they get pixeled, I can retarget them, I can follow them all over the internet. They may not buy, but if they do, they then come into my system, they buy from me. I have another system that wows them and turns them from a one-time buyer into a repeat buyer. And then because I've wowed them, I ask them for a review and they leave me a 5-star review, which builds my reputation. You're gonna have all of these systems, right? Mark said they jump into the Bible app too. Yes, man, they are those ads can show up everywhere. So those are the 4 marketing systems that you have. If you guys don't have any questions, we'll keep on with this article. Number 1, we're talking 12 marketing truths that small businesses need to really wrap their minds around. Number 1 is online marketing or marketing in general is not a campaign, it's a commitment, right? I have a commitment to show up. Let me see. We are on this show right here today This is episode 309. Right here today, this is episode 309 of the Cortez Hustle Show, because I understand that it's not a campaign, it's a commitment. Social media is not a campaign, it's a commitment. Russell Brunson talks about building your platform. He said, listen, don't even look at your stats until you've done it for at least a year. Some of us show up and we do a Facebook Live once, and because only 2 people showed up, we stopped doing them. No, you got to show up every day. He said, don't even look at your stats until you've shown up for at least a year straight, right? Number 2, social media alone does not work. We're talking about things that you got to wrap your mind around when you're talking about growing your business from a marketing standpoint. Social media alone does not work. You need a website. Social media can help brands that do not have a website. However, social media is not meant to serve as your website. You do not own your social media channels. You're on rented land and are at the mercy of the network. Sales happen on your home base. Now watch this. Lots of people, because now social media platforms like Facebook, like Instagram, like Pinterest, they are really pushing social commerce, right? What is social commerce? They are giving you the ability to sell your products and services directly from their platforms, because they get paid by keeping people on their platform. They don't want you to click off their platform to go buy a product from your website. So they're giving you the ability to share. But just know this, y'all. The name of the game is list building. And you have to figure out how to get people off of these social platforms and into a list that you own and control. They got to give you their name, phone number, email address, and even physical address, because that is the only real asset that you have in a business. Right? I want you to think about that. It does not bring you, if you're not building a list, you are not building a business, right? So understand that social media alone does not work. Social media, think about the social media is the social club. But then you go out and you network at the social clubs, and then you invite people back to your permanent residence, your permanent business location, right? That's what your website is. Remember that, right? So I think my man Mark had a question. Let's see. Why are people afraid to market and have fun with the ask? I think, Mark, because of their understanding of what sales is, right? I think that's part of the problem. I think a lot of people, when it comes to selling things, always conjure up in their mind the most negative sales experience that they've ever had. So when they attempt to sell something, they are approaching it from that standpoint, where someone was trying to talk them into buying something that they don't want or need, right? So they have this negative a well of emotions and feelings when they are trying to sell something. The other thing, Mark, that it could be is that they just simply do not believe wholeheartedly in the product or service that they have. They don't believe that it can get the result that it can get. Because if you believe that the product can get the result that you desire, that your customer desires, and you know that your customer has pain because of they can't solve this problem on their own, and you are not offering them your solution, then there's something wrong there. You must not believe that your product can solve that problem. And I can't sit here and say that I have never gone through that and that I don't go through that pretty regularly, right? But that's something that I'm starting to understand, that, you know what, my products are the bomb.com. My services, my solutions, if they are properly executed, they will get the results. But it also goes back to the fact that a lot of people are using marketing and social media wrong. They're using it to sell and not using it to build relationships. See, if I have a relationship with you, Mark, and I really get a chance to sit down and talk to you, and I understand what your problem is, I understand where you are today and where you're trying to go, and then there's a gap there. If I understand those two things and I have a solution that can bridge that gap, it is my duty to offer you that solution. It's my duty. And last thing I'll say on that is, a lot of times we are selling the product and not selling the solution, right? My man, Brian Keith McNeil taught me how to introduce myself in networking situations. And he said, you always start with a problem. So if someone was saying, hey, Cortez, what it is that you do? You know how a lot of small businesses have great products and services, but they just can't seem to grow their business, and they don't. You would think their stuff is so good that they would have lines around the corner. Well, what I do is I help those small local businesses increase their online presence so they can attract more of their ideal clients without paid advertisement, so that they can grow their business with predictable revenue with a lot less effort, right? So what I did there, he said, I started with a problem that I got my whoever I'm talking to agree with. Then I interjected myself as a solution. Well, what I do is, but I didn't stop there. I do this so that they can what? And a lot of us don't understand how to sell the benefits, and we don't understand what it would mean to a person to go beyond the logic and say, if I'm a small business owner and I'm just saying, hey, I got this funnel system that you need. Well, most small businesses can't understand that. But if I say, I've got a way that can bring you new customers regularly every single day, right? So that you can start growing your revenue more predictably and not just be busy on Friday and Saturday and then be dead Monday through Thursday. No, I'm going to bring you new customers regularly. So now I'm selling the outcome, I'm selling the benefit, right? So I think those are some things that can help us with our selling. Let's see. And it says, what did you say? Putting a poor performance on an ad does not bring it better, or something you said. Yeah, so I can't remember. I say a lot of stuff, Edna. But really it is to the liking of, if you have a bad reputation, right? And you don't have a way to wow your customers, but you want to go out and start reaching more people on social media. Well, if you're reaching more people, all you're doing is spreading your bad reputation to more people, and that's going to make things worse. But if you got a solid reputation, you got a habit of wowing your customers, now it makes sense for you to reach more people, because you're going to wow more customers, and those customers are going to leave you more reviews, and that's going to grow your reputation, right? I hope that's what you were talking about, Edna, there. So go ahead. We got about 10, 12 more minutes. So if you got questions, comments, observations, feel free to drop them in. So social alone does not work. You need a website. You need your own home, right? You need your own home on the internet where you can capture names, phone numbers, email addresses, so that you can continue to develop and nurture the relationship with the people who have showed up to support you. Number 3 on the list, putting money behind a poor ad does not make it perform better. This is so interesting, right? Putting money behind a poor ad does not make it perform better. And when you're advertising, I don't care if you're doing free. I love content marketing because it's free. I can just think and use my ideas. But putting money behind a poor ad does not make it perform better. Your advertising, your content, whatever you're putting out, if it is based on the relationships you have with your target audience, clearly you have to first identify your target audience, right? I'm learning more and more and more about small businesses and some things that I've never thought of because they weren't my target, right? I know exactly what a coach or a consultant goes through because that's been my life for the last 7 years. But now, me going into the small B2B world, I've got to learn a new target avatar. And Russell Brunson talks about in Expert Secrets that you got to be absolutely obsessed over your customers. Like you really, really got to be obsessed with learning every little thing about them. Because the more you know about your customers, the more angles you have to come at them and get in front of them with your offers, right? So let's read what it says here. Just because you spend money to show your product to more people does not make them love it and want to buy it. You must show that you're going to help them solve a problem faster, smarter, more efficiently than someone else. You have to get into people's heads and hearts if you want to build a lifelong tribe around your brand. How many of you guys think it's worth me reading that one more time? Right? Just because you spend money to show your product to more people does not make them love it and want to buy it. You must show that you're going to help them solve a problem faster, smarter, and more effectively than anyone else. You have to get into people's heads and hearts if you want to build a lifelong tribe around your brand. This is what marketing is all about. I'm going to get inside the heads and the hearts of my small business owners, and I'm going to understand fundamentally well what they are struggling with. And let me say this. You do not have to solve all of their problems either. This has been my challenge. One of my gifts from God is creative genius. And because I think creatively, I see ways to solve lots of problems. And that's been my problem. Focus on solving just one problem. Just solve one problem for your target market and solve that one problem better than anybody else in your industry. The problem that I'm solving for small businesses is customer acquisition. How does a small business leverage media, leverage technology to bring in more customers more consistently? That's the problem that I want to solve. I don't want to solve their accounting problem. I don't want to solve their building problem. I don't want to solve any of their other problems. All I want to do is focus on, if you're a small local business and your business is empty 3-4 days a week, I want to solve the problem of getting you consistent customers every day of the week. and not just on your busy weekends, right? That's that. Like, pick one problem that you're going to solve, know the ins and outs of that problem, know who has that problem, and solve that problem to death for that person. And you don't have to solve every problem for every small business, right? Do not. What's up, Brian? I see you. Mark, he said, I was looking at and committed to 5-figure ticket programs, and built the contract then an hour after the sales call saying they cannot honor the agreement that they created, their terms with my expectations. The deal fell apart. Man, it be like that sometimes, Mark. Sometimes it is like that, right? Let's see. Edna says, I want to start with this makeup and hair business, but there is a lot out there. Can you give me a little bit of advice? Here's, first of all, and I want you to write in the comments, there is no competition. Seriously, put in the comments, there is no competition. Guys, if I pull up digital marketing agency, everybody and their mama is a digital marketing agency. Everybody. Like, if you know how to do a Facebook Live, then you can come on here and say you're a digital marketing agency. But here's what you got to understand. There is only one Edna. So when it comes to your makeup brand, identify who you want to serve in your makeup brand, your cosmetic brand. Identify one person, and then call that person out over and over in all of your marketing. Here's what you get clear on. And this is how you separate yourself from everybody else. Get clear on who you are. Who are you as the entrepreneur of a makeup brand? What do you do? Right? And it's got to be beyond just selling makeup, right? You understand what you're really selling. Like, if you're selling makeup, you're not really selling makeup. You're probably selling confidence. And you got to understand that. How do you do it differently than anybody else? My favorite example is McDonald's and Burger King. McDonald's fries their burgers. Burger King flame broils their burgers. They're different. We can't say one is better than the other, but we also know, according to Tyra Banks, different is better than better. Don't go out into the makeup marketplace talking about you're better than anybody else, Edna. But you damn sure better be in that marketplace telling them how you're different than everybody else. How well do you do it? Talk about how many women you served with your products and services, right? What I draw confidence from going into the business to business space is I've helped over 400 people start their own home-based business. Now, that's not the same as people who operate traditional businesses, but at least I know I've been able to serve, right? And so she says, I don't want to be better. I want to be there. That's how you do it different than everybody else. Hey, I'm here for you. I understand what you're going through, right? When women are putting on makeup, sometimes they're not covering up physical blemish, right? Sometimes they are covering up an emotional scar. Right? These are the things that you got to know. So you got to communicate who you are, what you do, how you do it differently, how well you do it. But here's the big one, Edna. This is why there is no competition. You got to get clear on why you do it. Why do I want to serve small businesses, especially in the urban cores and in the Black communities? Because those small businesses, without proper marketing, without the right systems, without adequate funding, will never grow to a place where they can hire our young people and keep them off the streets and help them avoid going to jail because they're selling drugs, they're robbing, they're doing all sorts of illegal things because there's not a lot of opportunities. But if I can help these small businesses in these Black communities, in these urban cores, if I can help them grow and scale their businesses where they can hire the neighborhood kids, now the neighborhood kids not only can do a legitimate job, keep money in their pockets, but they also can see an example of a successful business owner that could ultimately lead them down the path of wanting to own a business themselves. Why do you do it? It's got to be bigger than money, right? I have an associate by the name of T. Hill, and he would say, your why stands for, of course, we all heard what hurts you, right? But it could also stands for what haunts you. You know what haunts me? The idea that my 5 sons will start having children, and those children will grow up in a world where there is no opportunity. And those children will get recruited into the dope game like I was as a kid. And now I'm standing on corners risking jail and hell to make a few dollars. Right? Why? What hurts you? What haunts you? What hits you? When I drive through the inner cities of St. Louis, Missouri, and I look at all of the abandoned and dilapidated buildings, and I just see coming from the streets the madness that's probably going on in those buildings at night. And I see a city crumbling and falling apart. I see that all of these abandoned buildings mean there's no tax dollars for the city. Where there's no tax dollars for the city, there's no resources for the schools. There's no resources for the police force. There's no resources for the fire department. There's no resources to pave the streets. So we got potholes in St. Louis the size of the craters on the moon. Why you do it? Why you do it? When you understand who you are as an entrepreneur, every entrepreneur is called, right? There's an assignment on your life as an entrepreneur. You got to get clear on that. What you do, how you do it differently, how well you do it, and most importantly, why you do it. What hurts you? What hits you? What haunts you? What has you? What has you up at night? What has you up at night where you can't sleep? What has you slipping off into daydreams in the middle of the day? It's like, man, everything that I see on TV that represents people that look like me, that's what has me up at night. So instead of complaining about it, I'm going to build a media company, and my media company is going to show depictions of us looking like kings and queens, right? I'm an Alaska Native, and I want everyone to know why I make makeup because of this place. I want them to learn something different because I would rather teach kids this than hate. Boom. There you go. There you go. There you go. Like that's like you got to communicate that. Now, you choose a platform when it comes to marketing, you got to choose a platform that communicates that, right? You choose your platform based on your primary way of communicating. If you like to write, then you should be writing about why you do that. If you like to do videos, you should be doing videos about that. If you want to teach, then you should be doing tutorial videos for kids on how to make some simple lip glosses and things of that nature, right? It goes down, man. So I see where I can help and go out and find people that want to absolutely Man, it is 8 o'clock already. This has been fun for me, guys, as it always is. Couple quick things, man. If you need some help with your marketing, now my services aren't free. You have to be established in business and willing to invest in yourself. But I would love to at least sit down and have a conversation with you about where you are now, where you want to go, and the gap between. And even if I can't serve you, I can make some recommendations because I started literally with no money, where I couldn't afford a coach. But I went and I listened to people give me free advice, and I took massive action on the free advice. So if that's you, text local biz to 314-730-3999. I would love to have a conversation with you, but I appreciate you all so much. Until I talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. And don't forget, I've got some special promos that'll be announced later this afternoon, so make sure y'all stay locked to the page. But until next time, get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.